Hello, welcome to my channel. Decided to make a video, a story time-esque video, because, you know, I watch a lot of these. Also, excuse the background noise. There will be some, like that, because I have a baby next to me. Anyway. So, I decided to tell a short story today about how I met my partner. Because we have been together for near on 10 years. And I'm referring to, like, friendship and our relationship. So initially we met in World of Warcraft. I was dating someone at the time who I still speak to today. He is one of my closest friends. He is probably the only person in the world who knows me the most, aside from my partner. He got me into World of Warcraft, so I have a lot to owe to this person. There is no bad blood there at all. And yeah, so I started playing World of Warcraft. I started playing on Earthen Ring because I used to watch my now ex roleplay, and I thought it was really cool. So I tried out. I made a character in his account, and I started playing. It was all cool beans. I suppose I'll just talk about him for a little bit. So he went to university, I did not. I stayed in my hometown and I continued to play World of Warcraft. And thank you. And for context, I had a lot of stuff going on at home that was building up while I was dating this guy. And as he went to university, it kind of all culminated into a big thing. Anyway, moving on. So he went to university, I continued to play World of Warcraft, we continued to see each other, we were still going strong, and we had dated for like 4 years. After a while, I met my now partner on Earthen Ring, after playing on my own quite a fair bit, and we were good friends for a good 6 months. And unfortunately things between my, at that time, partner had broken down, and a combination of my home life versus not being able to see him as much and him, you know, focusing on his studies, we kind of drifted apart. And that, of course, culminated in an eventual breakup. There was an overlap, but I will say that nothing scandalous happened. There was no cheating at all, other than an overlap of emotion for two people. That's what I'm gonna call it, but there was no physical cheating of any kind, not in my opinion at least. So yes, playing World of Warcraft, me and my now partner, we had become really good friends. We had met on Earthen Ring. We had joined a roleplay guild at the same time. The guild was Tempus Ultima, which was like, it was a military style guild. Oh my god. It was a military style guild in Silvermoon. It was a Blood Elf, I think it was primarily Blood Elf guild, and it was a lot of fun. I joined on my Hunter Maria, and my partner was playing a Blood Elf Paladin called Zephyrio, and I would refer to him as Zephyrio for a very long time actually. After a good, I want to say like a good 6 or 7 months, you know, feelings developed, and you know, we realized that we had a connection, a very special connection. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. So basically, after a while, my timing of it was a little sketchy because there was a lot of trauma going on at the same time that this was all happening, and he was basically my escape. He was my person to talk to unload, and he basically kept me sane for a very, very long time. Anyway, as the trauma in my home life was coming to a peak, basically I was obviously unloading all this information. I had eventually broken up with my ex, which also was quite a traumatic event. It wasn't bad, but it was it was a sad time, you know. It was very difficult for me and for him as well, especially as after a while I found out that he had been diagnosed with psychopathic depression. And on a visit back to the UK, I asked one of his closest friends if he thought that I might have had a part in that. I even asked him, and he said, "You were not the reason, but certainly it would be illogical to say that you did not have a part in that." Anyway. Also, I'm terrible at storytelling, so I apologize for that. So yes, me and my now partner, we eventually decided to meet, and that was great. He met all my friends. He also met the person that was the reason for my trauma. And we had a bit of drama on the trip, but other than that, it was fine and everything was peachy, and we decided to become official, as it were. And so then, yeah, as I was saying, I'm so sorry. As I was saying before, the trauma in my life at that time was coming to a peak. And unfortunately, it got to a point where my partner eventually, we were on a Skype call, and he said, "No, I'm sorry. I'm going to buy you a plane ticket and you're coming here because I worry about you. I'm stressed out and I want to know that you're safe." So, of course, he came and bought me a plane ticket to Sweden. And frankly, that was that. I flew to Sweden. And I have been here ever since, and that is how we met, basically. And we've been together for a very, very long time. Unfortunately, roughly 2 weeks after I moved to Sweden, his father died, which put a hell of a lot of stress on the family. But I did my very best. I stayed, despite speaking to my mom and saying, "Look, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Do I stay here and support them? Do I come home?" I was really struggling morally and personally with what to do, because I had left one trauma and jumped into another one. But I stayed. I supported him and his family, and he's always told me that I was a solid rock through that time and so helpful. And we've had our ups and downs, but we're still going strong. We're both dealing with some issues now, but we have a lovely, cheeky little 1-year-old now, who you guys will have heard in the background, and we couldn't be happier, despite what's going on with us right now, which isn't to do with us as a unit. It's our personal issues that have decided to crop up at the same time. Yay. But no, despite all that, we have a happy, healthy little boy, and he is our absolute main priority, and he's the product of a very long story that, without World of Warcraft, and without, as bad as it sounds, without all the bad stuff that happened, he wouldn't even be here. And that is kind of a bittersweet reward. And definitely World of Warcraft, for me, it's a very special place. It's forever been my safe place. And with the coming Shadowlands, I do feel a little disappointed, because it doesn't feel like the same game. It doesn't feel like that game that brought me to where I am now. So that's a thing. But it's just a short little story, and I'm pleased with how it's turned out, and I look forward to how it continues to plan out. I'm so sorry for the background. I don't think too much can be heard, but I don't really know. I just know that he's being ever so silly because he can hear me talking, so he obviously wants to contribute. But yeah, this was my story. I'm gonna do another story going into the other stuff mentioned in this video a little later, but I need time to do that one because that will take a long time. But thank you for hanging out, and I hope you enjoyed our small story. I can answer any questions in the comments. I'll catch y'all later. Bye.